So let's do that. Let's move ourselves over there. And try and set up like a quick conveyor or something for a start. Alright guys, hello and welcome back to yet another episode of Good Company Freeplay with me, Spacefish. Now, as you guys may remember, we did a lot of optimization in the last episode and we're up to a consistent profit of nearly 20k every week. So doing really good in that regard. We're also, for the first time ever, above 500k in account balance. So, yeah, doing pretty good on the financial side of things. For the market overview, we're still very much waiting for like everything to advance to another market phase. And while the pocket computer has theoretically transitioned to market phase 5, well, if you guys can see here in the last episode already, it did not really advance in any way, shape, or form over here. So I'm kind of, I don't know, I don't quite understand where the issue is right there just yet, but I hope we can find out this episode. I hope this will finally move on and we will be required to advance our designs a little bit, which then will in turn mean I think that we'll buy this little this little production place over here and kind of expand outwards, potentially with conveyors as well, which if you guys can see that down here already, I have already made a few of those in the last episode. So we are kind of prepared on that side of things. Let me get rid of all these messages except for this one, because I think this is pretty weird. We'll have to find out about that. And I just saw this right here. Are these people just talking? That's actually so interesting. That looks so funky though. Oing, 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 oing. Aren't they missing like something right there? Just wobbling their heads up and down. That's the way they talk, huh? That's pretty weird, isn't it? Okay, well anyways, let me check out all my production chain for the time being, just see if we've got any inefficiencies anywhere, anything to kind of clear up, any overproduction, undersupply. This stuff is still pretty annoying. Good sold on the market, that's interesting to see. We'll just have to kind of keep an eye on this and see what happens, because, I mean, like, eventually something has to happen here, right? Hopefully. So, fingers crossed on that side of things. And we also need to take care of some more research. Because for us to get the next product, I think we still need, like, what was it, 40, 30 of these discovery points here. So, it's going to be a while. I'm really not quite sure what should take priority right here for me. If I should get like AM radio links and brightness sensors and all that good kind of stuff. Because from what I've seen, right, like from the campaign mode, I guess like courier bots or, well, some sort of bot like that could be the next thing that we get. Maybe it's going to be drones. I've got no clue. But we'll just have to kind of find out which way to steer with our whole research. And look at that. More than 20k, more than 21k in profit even. That's really nice, isn't it? Okay, so I'm just going to observe all this here real quick and kind of just see how people are doing. We've got a bit of overproduction right here, which is pretty fine, I think. These guys, on the other hand side, seem to be... And that's just something I don't understand, right? These guys seem to be missing logic circuits, and I don't understand the issue here. Because, like, if you guys remember, we've got these tables right here, right, which produce at a frequency of 0.27 days, right? And these need 3 at a frequency of, let me just check, no, not logistics, but like the actual recipe. So we've got this thing right here. And, well, no. That's not the way to do it. Wait, what? I'm confused. Ah, okay, so it's the Mark II that we need to have a look at. And I don't see how many days they need, do I? And that's great. I'm really not sure, but like they need 14. They need 4. No, wait, I do see where they. Let me go to the design desk. That's where we can actually check it out. Where did I plunk that down? Here. So. U for Mark II is the one we're currently making 0.92 days. So we should be overproducing on these things, and they are still always out of these. And I've got the same exact issue over here for these PCs, that just like my production does not keep up for some reason, even though it should. And I've got absolutely no clue what to do about that, because that's totally weird and random and should actually not be the case, I don't think. So yeah, I'm really a bit unsure about that one, I have to say. But I'm thinking maybe we could kind of fix this down here with like buying this whole hall right here and like having a conveyor go back and forth. That then kind of facilitates having another electronics workbench that delivers more. Then we'd probably overproduce though, so I'm not even sure it would be that efficient for like personal cost and whatever. So bit unsure about that one. And same thing right here, like, I mean, this one would probably be a bit easier to fix. We could potentially just put another table up here. Maybe we should actually consider doing that. But let's have another look back at this. I really don't know. This phase is dragging itself on for too long, isn't it? I'm really getting worried about this whole thing being botched again. But as you guys may remember, we already had this situation once. And the devs told me it would fix itself eventually. And it did. So I'm trying not to get too worried just yet about the whole developments that we have here. But okay, so we've got kind of like these two bottlenecks with the simple circuits and the logic circuits up here. Let me just check out the old calculator production if we're doing good on this side of things. It does look like we've got consistent supplies of everything that we need. So that would be very great. What does look like she's missing a few of these. Interesting. Let me check out where I'm at. Did I... Yeah, okay, so I'm helping these guys out here a bit. Am I not? Could that be part of the issue then? I mean, honestly, now you're missing batteries. That's so random. Like, okay, so logic circuits are more than good. The batteries? Wow, you're using a lot of those. Maybe I can up the amount stored in here. I think that may be more part of the issue than actual battery undersupply. Let me see if that fixes it, because it just seems that they're taking so much stuff from there at once. Like, just look at that. They're both accessing stuff and like the batteries are instantly emptied again. Let me see how many we have on hand right here. We've got 2 only, wow. It's very little. Did you just move some? Yeah, okay. So let's see if that does the job, or if we'll have to optimize a bit more there. But it does look like we're very consistently hitting that profit target, so that's great. Hit another research target, or another research target is complete rather. And now the question becomes, what do we kind of want to do with this? Where do we want to move? I do like that we have this metal bot chassis, by the way, because if you guys remember the from the campaign mode, the recipe's actually not like with the cases where you need like first a simple case and a metal case, then a windowed case, but you can actually have everything in one go as long as you have like some basic parts. And market progressed. Okay, let's check this one out then. Okay, this one progressed properly, so I would think that these other two will eventually, hopefully, do the same. But that means that we don't have another market to worry about, because we've got potential sales of 11 a week, and we've consistently hit like 9 to 10 a week at the moment. So nothing to worry about on that side of things. What I am still kind of worried about, though, and I think I want to start fixing that, is like this undersupply of logic circuits, and I've got no clue why that's happening, but I think we should be doing something about it. So looking at this, we've got enough circuit boards most definitely in here. It looks like, no, this has enough simple circuits, this guy doesn't. I'm really not quite sure why that's the case, but maybe, actually we can't squeeze that quite in, can we? Let me try and move things around a bit, right? Just deviate from my previously so beautiful... Oh no, that doesn't work either. Okay, so that would break it. You could place a table there, but that wouldn't really give us much more space either. I could move this thing a bit further inwards. Wait, let me pause this for a second. Let me just pause this for a second. Okay, so, I could adapt my new sort of design, which I showed you guys in the last campaign episode, right? Where I just move these shelves inwards and like into the whole hallway just to shorten the logistics ways even more. Which I'm thinking maybe that's something we should actually do just to kind of try and see if we can that way increase the production speed of these logic circuits. I think that one would... I think I really want to do that actually. So we could do this, right? We could move this here and then just move this one further inwards. It doesn't look as good, right? It does definitely not look as good, but it is more efficient. So I think efficiency over looks, probably. We can just compact all this a bit more. I mean, a few of these employees are just going to be... Actually, no, I don't think we need to have them stuck in there. We can just keep that table at the very outside, and that way have like a new hallway right here that people can then use. I think let's do that for everything except like this production array right here. Because these guys are already way overproducing anyways, so I think that's probably going to be fine. And this way, the distances people will need to move are going to be even shorter, and that will hopefully just facilitate this whole process a bit. And if it doesn't, we can hopefully potentially still squeeze something in somewhere. Let's see about that. Otherwise, like, alternative would be just having conveyors right here and run those over to here as well, and kind of just use those to just produce some more logic circuits. But I think this may actually help. And other than that, I don't really think we have much of any undersupplies right here. Except for you missing something. You're missing these? That shouldn't be the case either, to be honest. That should not be the case either. And I really don't understand that. Like, I mean, yeah, like, people having to move back and forth between shelves is an issue, but both of these guys have to move back and forth between shelves, so that should not really be a difference in, like, their time needed. But for some reason there is. For some reason, one person needs to wait, while the other can just work away, like, with no issues. Which is really, really, really weird, I think. This one's actually interesting. Ah, I like that. We don't add to the noise pollution. I think that was a bigger issue with our bots so far, so we should definitely consider upgrading the chassis production at some point, I think. It's not really going to make it more complicated for us either, right? Because we can just, like, have rods made here instead and metal summaries, and then here, like, half the bot chassis or something, so that works totally fine. But okay, this one's a bit weird. Don't quite understand that one. I think what we should do, right? Let's just do this. Let's just buy this building. It's 20k. I mean, that's literally nothing for us right now. We've got way more. Like, that's a week's profit for us right now. So let's do that. Let's move ourselves over there and try and set up like a quick conveyor or something for a start. I think we should probably just do that. Issue being that, no, it doesn't make my ways much longer, does it? I don't know. So, anyways, logistics, conveyor belts. We will actually need 2 though, right? Unless we move this whole production out to there. No, we would still need 2 because we need the ins and the outs. So, 1 for in and 1 for out. But maybe we should move the old production over there if we're already getting that kind of stuff started. Question being, does this stuff get used in other places too? It doesn't look like it. This circuit board production is exclusively for simple circuits. What do you guys feed off of? You guys feed off of that one. And where does that thing get filled from? That thing gets filled from there, and that thing... Ah, okay, so like these guys exclusively use this chemistry table down here to feed their stuff. I think that would be doable then. Do we want to do that? Maybe. I think we do. Let me prepare some conveyor belts first, I think. I would like to have the out right here. So maybe we can do it that way then. I'm not even sure we've got close to enough roller bands here, so just bear with me here while I try my first roller band construction. Needs building. Oh, it needs to be completely inside the building. That's interesting. Alright. So this will be the in then, and then we'll have like an out right here. Just sort of like this. Yeah. Cool. And we would have a roller band right here. Does it matter which direction that's facing? I don't think so. And that would be kind of for like all the materials needed by these guys to move them over there. Okay. I think okay, let's do this. Like, do I... No, not quite yet. I need to craft a few more of these roller bands just to make sure that we actually... Well, roller bands, conveyor parts. Just to make sure that we actually have enough for the roller bands. So let me get a bit more plastic right here. Let me grab a few more of these rods and grab like a few more of these gears right here and just move over there and quickly make a few more of these conveyors. I mean, maybe we should sometime consider to actually have somebody separately doing these for us, because I'm sure we'll need more conveyors in the future. But then again, I'm not really quite sure how many I will realistically need. I'm thinking for the time being, there's enough buildings around the outside for me to buy that I don't really need too crazy of a conveyor belt implementation, so potentially that's not even going to be a big concern for me anyways. And let me just check back at the market phases. We're 100 days over this market phase right now. I'm actually getting slightly worried, I'll have to admit, guys. Let's see how this whole thing develops, but in the meantime, let me just move all this stuff around. So we will have you, and actually let me think about it. Can I make this a bit more optimal? I would like these guys right next to that. And then we can potentially just have the shelf like in between the desks again to make that work a bit quicker. Could have this in thing right here to make that work quicker. So that raises their production frequency a bit, and then I would need another one of these electronics workbenches, I think, just to kind of be able to actually up the frequency of the simple circuit production, which I would place right here, just like this, and then put another logistics point. I don't think right there, maybe like, no, I would... The thing is, I would want to be able to reach all the shelves and the in on this conveyor, so more like that, I think. Okay, and then we would be doing simple circuits over here as well. We'd have all our employees come over here. I need to move these tables outwards as well, I think. Let me do that. What's the ideal placement right there? I'm not quite sure. The ideal thing would be a corner shelf, but I don't think we've got enough space. No, we don't have enough space to downgrade that. So how would we optimally do that? No, actually that works. We can move these tables like that and have a small shelf in between. And like, maybe to just quickly enlighten you dudes and why I'm like adapting this new design right now. That's actually something that I tried out in campaign mode, right? Because what I noticed is that like the time that people need to move between the small shelves and the actual workbenches is actually rather significant for the production frequency they are able to actually like deliver in the very end. So what I've kind of converted to doing is trying to minimize their ways as best as possible, and just placing these small shelves like that as you can see, like, this guy will just have to turn around, so it's pretty much instantly picking up stuff instead of walking over these 2 tiles, picking it up and walking the 2 tiles back. So it just optimizes things a bit better. I mean, what we could also do here, right, for example, is just having another small shelving rack right here, because these guys, their production is not really interconnected, and that way even further minimizing it, which maybe something I'll think about in the future, but for the time being I'll just keep it like that. But just to kind of enlighten you guys on why I'm actually starting to do things that way. And I think, for example, like for somebody like her, right, that would be way more optimal as well. Like, these 2 guys have a pretty short way, but these 2 guys have to actually walk quite a bit to deliver things. So I'm just going to try and in the future minimize that as good as I can, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So, with that said, we've got the metal here and we've got the plastic, and I'm actually thinking, I'm hoping that we will be able to deliver all the input materials on this conveyor band, because what I've already experienced in the campaign is that it can be quite the issue to do things that way, because you may end up having like 5 times the same materials stacked on this roller band, and then like the other materials stuck on the conveyor, because you can't control how many of the same material will end up on a conveyor. Which is it's a rather big issue thinking about it. I think it would be great, like, honestly, if the devs could implement something to kind of avoid that. And speaking about that right now, I think I'm going to definitely give them that feedback on the Discord as well. But that's just something to be wary of. And we've got, like, I think 3 different input materials, right? I think it's metal, plastic, and electronic parts. So theoretically, we could split it across 3 conveyors, which I think we should potentially do in the long run. But for a start, because I don't have that many, I think I'm gonna try and make it work like this, and then we can maybe just kind of see and try to find out if that will end up working for us or not. I would like to, however... What did I just demolish here? Yes. Ah, okay. I would like to try and keep the roller band. Okay, no, I need to actually go 1 in with the conveyor belt, apparently. Just to make that work. And then, yes, here goes the roller band. Alright, so, there goes the roller band. And that's our way in for the simple circuits then. And I'm now blocking something off. Great. How can I fix that then? Let me see. I could optimize. No, I could not optimize this, I don't think. Because there's too many input materials, isn't there? Actually, there isn't. Let me try and optimize that then. Or actually, I mean, the thing is, if I split this, right, for the assembly tables, I'm always kind of worried. And I think I'm probably rightfully so worried. Okay, but anyways, one thing I can definitely optimize here, right, is moving this thing 1 over. Because, like, they have to walk 1 more tile than they actually need to right now, so that's definitely not peak efficiency right there. This one is better. Now, I would like to be able to turn my camera in this situation just to assess if I'm actually blocking something off, but I'm pretty sure I am. So... kinda wondering right now how I can fix that. Can I do this? No, I can't. Maybe I should try and do that though. If I do this, and then I do... no, okay, that doesn't work. Ha. Right, because these access places for the assembly tables cross over each other. Okay, that doesn't work. But I need to kind of... I can't move this thing, I don't think, can I? Because that way I can't access that shelf. That way I can't access that shelf. That way I would still block things off. Oh, this is a mess. What am I doing about this then? Should I just swap these around? I think I could end up doing that, right? I think that's a simpler solution. Yeah, okay, let's do that, I think. See, this is an issue again. I don't see this... no, wait. I thought I had placed a roller, whatever. Okay, let's try and get rid of all this. Because I'll... Actually, can I just... Wait, before I do this, can I just turn around the direction of a conveyor belt? Well, too late now anyways. Okay, so I would like to have this be the actual delivering conveyor belt. Get rid of all this here. Yes, thank you. Okay, and this will be the one where we supply things from. Needs to go one in right there, and then we have the roller bands, and that way people can actually move around, which is great. Then we need a roller band up here too. Okay, and I think this is the simple implementation, honestly. Just saves us a lot of hassle with actually redoing this whole design, which I think is probably going to be pretty good to have. And okay, that's a lot of stuff done. So I mean, the only additional cost that we will have for this is the one employee that we need to hire here, and the one employee that we need to hire for this logistics point. Other than that, it's pretty much all exactly the same for costs and employees and everything, and we'll be able to manufacture that additional simple circuit that we hopefully can then use to optimize this to perfection, which will then in turn probably mean that we need to up our potential sales by implementing a few discounts, or, you know, just upgrading the computer a bit further on the next market phase, one of the two. Same thing with the cleaner bots then eventually, potentially. I think we've got 11 potential sales right there. I'm not really quite sure what's our potential weekly production. I think we had 0.93 days for one, so it's probably at 14, so we can probably improve that a good bit as well, and that way hopefully, you know, further increase our weekly profits. But with that said, guys, I think the rest of this setup will have to wait until the next episode, and hopefully by then we will finally get into new market phases. Because right now, I don't know, I'm really getting a bit worried. I hope that everything is going to work out fine for us, though. And I do hope that you guys liked this episode. And if you did, please make sure to hit that like button down below. And if you're new to the channel and would like to stay around for more, please consider hitting that subscribe button and the bell icon right next to it to stay up to date on any future upcoming episodes. With that said, wow. I would like to thank you all very much for watching, guys. And I hope I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.